This regular meeting of the Waco Independent School Board is hereby called to order. All items which may be discussed or voted upon this evening have been posted as required by state law. I extend a warm welcome to those present and to our television viewers. The board's purpose is to set goals, listen to reports of the superintendent, approve budget, contracts, and personal appointments, and make policy for the district. We're not here to make management decisions or solve problems of individuals. Management is the responsibility of the superintendent and her staff. I ask that you turn your cell phones to silent alert if you have not already done so. We appreciate the time you have taken to join us and for your interest in the Waco Independent School District. As, as part of our board operating procedures, the Waco SD School Board follows 10 guiding commitments that help keep our focus on students and community. To begin tonight's meeting, Trustee Bledsoe and Trustee Abnusi will be reading a guiding commitment. Trustee Bledsoe, will you start us off?
I would love to. Respectful communication. Trustees will listen actively, treat all individuals with dignity, and engage in civil discourse even when differences arise.
Good evening, everyone. Student-centered decision-making. Decisions will be guided by what best serves students' learning, well-being, and future success.
Thank you. Do we have anyone signed up for public comment? No. All right. We'll move on to a moment of silence. Please bow your heads and take a moment with me. Thank you. Next is the Pledge of Allegiance.
Leading our Pledge of Allegiance this evening are Parkdale Elementary students Adrina Muskis and Jaron Pullen.
I pledge allegiance to the flag of the United States of America and to the republic for which it stands, one nation, under God, indivisible, with liberty and justice for all.
Board of Trustees, I'll invite you to come to the front for recognitions, please. Thank you, Adrina and Jaron. We are grateful to have you here today with us. I want to share a little bit about our pledge leaders while we thank them for being here. Adrina Muskis is a second grade student who loves math. When she's not in school, Adrina enjoys doing crafts and riding her bike. Adrina's teacher said she's always a positive thinker and loves math problems. When she grows up, she wants to be a veterinarian. Thank you. Jaron Pullen is a fourth grade student who loves math also. When he's not at school, he plays on his trampoline and loves to play football. His teacher said that Jaron is responsible and has a positive attitude towards learning. When Jaron grows up, he wants to do what he loves and be a football player. We are grateful for these students and their families. Thank you to Amanda and Torian Pullen and Adrian and Ashley Muskis for being here to support your awesome students. And thank you to Parkdale Elementary Principal, Ms. Crystal Collier, for having your students with us here tonight. Okay, if you all would like pictures with your students, we can pause and do that real quick. Okay. Right here. Huh? Okay. The principal. Next up, we want to recognize our Texas Choral Directors Association All-State Choir Singers. So Waco ISD is thrilled to congratulate our Tennyson Middle School students who were selected to represent themselves, their school, and our district in the Texas Choral Directors Association All-State Choir. Each of these students were selected from over 1,000 auditions to travel to San Antonio for the TCDA Summer Convention and make music along with the state's top singers. So congratulations to Anna Abnusi, Greer Bledsoe, Wesley Zugniga, and I also want to mention students who are not here tonight, Samuel Payne and Robert Gomez. Yeah. I know, you need to be, this is choir director Jacob Garcia, so thank you.
Yeah, I'm gonna get one for them and then. You're gonna take this? Go ahead. Yeah, I'm gonna take this one. Perfect. Love it. I'll take it for this one. Come on.
So while they're doing that, I'll just mention real quickly for those who don't know that these students also got to sing with Wade Bowen, who's right behind me, in December, which was such a cool experience for them. Okay. So next up is our Texas Theater Scholar President Scholar Award recipient is Isley Lawson. Unfortunately, she can't be here today, but I want to take a few minutes and just share how amazing this award is. We're proud to recognize her for receiving this award for the 25-26 school year. This is the third year in a row that she's received the Theater Scholar Award. She qualified for the Texas Theater Scholar by meeting the necessary academic and theatrical standards. So specifically for the President's Scholar Award, students have to be enrolled and in good standing with the campus theater department, actively participate in theater programs, maintain a minimum GPA of 4.0, and fulfill any additional local criteria. They also must exhibit exemplary behavior and good moral character that brings honor to the program, school, and community. So I just want to say congratulations to Isley for this incredible achievement. Sorry? Okay, we have a large group, so I'm so excited to be able to award these or recognize these students from the Texas Thespian State Festival. So if y'all don't know, the Texas Thespians is the largest chapter in the nation of the Educational Theater Association. This is an educational honor society, and they are dedicated to honoring excellence in theater by encouraging and improving the skills of theater students and their educators throughout the state of Texas. So Waco ISD is excited to announce that 6 university high school students qualified for nationals at the Texas Thespian State Festival, which was in November of 2025. So with superior scores in the following categories, and I'll just mention real quick, some students are not here, but I'm going to read everybody who's here, and some students placed in multiple categories. So in contrasting monologue, we congratulate Jordan Ward, Naomi Williams, and Renee Zuniga. In duet acting scene, we congratulate Avion Anderson, Rochelle Villa. In stage management, we congratulate Dion Martinez. And in additional competitions, these students received excellent scores in the following categories. For solo musical, we congratulate Lila Moore. For duet musical dance, we congratulate Ethan Riggins, who's not here, and Michaela Martin. For duet acting scene, we congratulate Elideth Lopez and Giselle Jimenez. For group acting scene, we congratulate Samantha Ramos Macias, Madeline Pedrati, and Emilia Minter. For set design for The Wiz, we congratulate Alex Rios. For costume designer for The Wiz, we congratulate Adriana Hamilton. For Team Set Design Challenge, we congratulate Alex Rios again, Marlon Piedra Botello, Dion Martinez, and Logan Smith. And then receiving a good score for the Team Costume Design Challenge, we congratulate Adriana Hamilton, Giselle Jimenez, Michaela Martin, and Samantha Ramos Macias. Congratulations, team. Do you want me? I'm going to do it next. Congratulations. So following these incredible achievements, we get to recognize our Texas Thespian Trailblazer Award. We're excited to congratulate Katie Davis, our University High School Technical Theater Director, who you just saw come up here with her students. So this award is an esteemed recognition given by Texas Thespians to innovative theater educators who lead the way in advancing educational theater. It honors individuals who significantly impact the theater community and set higher standards for the art form. Congratulations, Ms. Davis. Okay, we have more staff to recognize, which is always exciting. So Dr. Kenesha Johnson, principal of University High School. And Ms. Haley Dean, who couldn't be here tonight, she's principal of Hillcrest Elementary. They have been selected to join a cohort with the Holdsworth Campus Leadership Program starting in the summer of 2026. This is a huge accomplishment as Dr. Johnson and Ms. Dean were chosen from over 100 campus leaders who applied from across the state. In this program, principals work to strengthen their leadership skills through executive coaching and learning sessions. The principals are joined by a team of campus leaders to learn new skills and practice them in real situations that they face on campus. The cohort learns continuous improvement methods and applies them to improving outcomes for an underserved group at their respective schools. Congratulations, Dr. Johnson and Ms. Dean. Waco ISD is thrilled to recognize the Bowen Family Foundation as our March community partner. They have been a long-standing partner with our district, and we are incredibly fortunate to have such a generous and dedicated partner in the foundation. As you may know, in December of 2025, the Bowen Family Foundation, through the Make-A-Wish program with Kyle Chapman, gifted 200 students at South Waco and Bells Hill Elementary School and filled their Christmas wish lists. They also granted $10,000 to the Tennyson Middle School Choir Department and provided an unbelievable experience for the choir to be able to sing with Mr. Bowen. So here to accept the Community Partner Award are Wade Bowen, Jill Goss, and Jordan Westbrook. Thank you. Thanks for what you do. Yeah, good to see you. Okay. Thank you, Board of Trustees. That's all for our recognitions.
The Waco ISD Board of Trustees will now go into closed session at 6:16. This time pursuant of the Texas Open Meeting Act, Texas Government Code 551, Sections .071. We will resume the regular agenda when we return. We'll now reconvene in open session at 6:52. We'll be moving on to the superintendent's report.
Yes, sir. Thank you, Mr. President. All right, I can't believe it's that time of the year, Campus Teacher of the Year, y'all. Oh, my Lord. All right, you may have seen campus announcements for Campus Outstanding Teachers of the Year on social media. These incredible educators, I'm going to talk a little bit slower, I get caught, from across the district have distinguished themselves for the important work they do each and every day in their classrooms and within our community. Please join me in thanking each of these incredible teachers for how they are inspiring excellence. Mark your calendars for May 7th, when we will announce our District Outstanding Teacher of the Year for elementary and secondary at the Waco High School Performing Arts Center. All right, Holsworth, Texas again. Our Texas School Board Institute. Just before spring break, I had the opportunity to attend a session for the Holsworth Texas School Board Institute with President Vidania and Trustee Abnusi, where we engaged in great learning alongside other superintendents and board members from across the state of Texas. Topics covered included core beliefs and commitment, theory of change, board roles and relationships with the superintendent, and ultimately how to govern and sustain transformational change. School districts and ultimately our students thrive when board members are able to fully function in their strategic governance role in support of the superintendent's role and focus being on tactical management. While President Vidania and Trustee Abnusi will be presenting more of their learning to the entire board at an upcoming workshop, I do want to give them a chance to share this evening to excite and hopefully entice the other trustees who will have the opportunity to attend the session in July. Mr. Abnusi, would you like to go first?
Absolutely. You put me on the spot, but right before we walked into our closed session, I was reminded by President Vidania to mention the food there. Because the food there, I'm telling you.
Is that the
it
only
wa-
thing you have to
it was-
celebrate,
no,
sir?
We have to start with that because I feel like we were pampered to the point that we couldn't even leave that place because of the amount of kindness that we received there. And when we say, we even said that you walk out of here 10 pounds heavier than
Every time.
how you entered. But then all jokes aside, I mean, the amount of learning that happened in that, we called it 18 hours, I believe that's what we did, right? 18 hours of training. It was, uh, it was humbling. It was informative. It was everything that you need to gain from a workshop. And I was so excited. I think that's something I shared with Dr. Spicer and President Vidania, that I wanted to immediately come back and talk about that to the whole board. Like, guys, this is awesome. It brings us, it unifies you. It also at the same time brings you the attention of the urgency of the work we do here with whatever decisions that we are making, how much of an impact it has on our students, on our staff, on our school system. Just very thankful for that opportunity, and I appreciate that, Dr. Spicer.
Yes, sir.
Thank you.
Mr. Vidania?
Same thing, the learning, and then also meeting. I love meeting other superintendents and other board members from surrounding districts, and kind of that we're all in the same boat. You know, you figure like, man, this is only happening in Waco ISD, but then you sit there and talk to them, and you're like, man, it's across the state. But that's the learning and getting to talk to other board members and other superintendents was great. And like I said, I can't wait till the rest of y'all attend.
And one thing I forgot to tell Ms. Quinta, so there's some pictures that she didn't put in there. I guess she was trying to be very professional. I told the trustees that anytime you go to this conference with me, you will work out with me. I had one of the two show up faithfully every day at the gym, sweating and everything. So those are probably not the best pictures to put up there, but he did work out with me. He owes me a workout. And so Cameron Park is down the street, so you will have to make up your time. And the rest of you, when you go, please bring your workout clothes with you because we're going to learn and grow mentally and physically. So thank y'all for that. Our introduction of our new Executive Director of Student Support Services. I am excited to introduce Dr. Kimberly Winters, who joins Waco ISD as our new Executive Director of Student Support Services. Dr. Winters brings more than 20 years of experience in public education and a strong background in building systems that support the whole child. She most recently served as principal of Belton New Tech at Wasco. Okay, Wasco, sorry. Don't tell Dr. Golden. High School in Belton ISD, where she led the campus through its transformation from a specialty program into a comprehensive high school while earning a TAA rating and expanding support for diverse student populations. Dr. Winters also brings 13 years of campus leadership experience in both Belton and Round Rock ISDs, where she led innovative work in multi-tiered systems of support, strengthening counseling and social-emotional learning programs, and implementing student-centered practices that improve campus culture and student outcomes. Trustees, Dr. Winters will be working closely with Dr. Suzanne Hamilton and the Student Support Services team as they continue strengthening the systems that ensure each and every student in Waco ISD is supported and positioned for success. Please join me in welcoming Dr. Kimberly Winters to Waco ISD.
Thank you so much. Thank you for this opportunity to serve Waco ISD. I'm excited to be a place where the district is headed and the leadership and the vision that you've casted. The executive director position spoke to my heart. It's what I love. I love supporting families and kids. And I'm honored to be a part of this district that puts students first as seen in its very first goal. So again, thank you for this opportunity.
Can we go down and shake her hand and take a picture, please? All right, introduction of the new J.H. Hines Elementary Principal. It is my pleasure to introduce Dr. Okay, I'm speaking into existence. I think you need to go back to school, get that next degree. Daphne Latchison, a proud product of Waco ISD. She is a dedicated educator now in her 22nd year of public education, and we are delighted she's taking on another significant leadership role here in Waco ISD. Latchison graduated from Waco High School and later earned her Bachelor of Science in Education from Baylor University and her Master's of Education in Teacher Leadership, along with her principal certification from Lamar University. She began her career teaching elementary school in Killeen ISD and also served as a reading compensatory education teacher at Ramstein Air Force Base in Germany. All right. Altogether, she spent 10 years in the classroom teaching grades 3 through 5, experiences that helped shape her strong belief in building a solid academic foundation for all students. Ms. Latchison returned home to Waco ISD in 2012 as an assistant principal at her alma mater, Waco High School. She later became the principal of Brazos High Credit Recovery, where she has successfully led the campus for the past 8 years. Most recently, she has served as Director of Credit Recovery Systems, overseeing programs at both Waco High School and University High School. Ms. Latchison has strong relationships with J. Hines community and understands on a personal level the students, the families, the traditions that make that campus special. Trustees, it is my pleasure to introduce, I was going to say it again, Dr. Daphne Latchison, as she steps into a permanent role as Principal at J. Hines.
We'll be moving on to item 6, information item and reports. Trustee Bledsoe, do you have any questions?
No.
Trustee Abnusi, do you have any questions?
No, sir.
Trustee Davis, do you have any questions? No. Trustee Patton, do you have any questions?
No.
Trustee Ochoa, do you have any questions?
No, sir.
So, I'll pull it first. We're moving on to item 7, the consent agenda, and we'll be pulling item 7I. Mr. Bledsoe, is there anything you like pulled?
No.
Mr. Abnusi, is there anything you like pulled?
No, sir.
Mr. Davis, is there anything you like pulled?
No.
Mr. Patton, is there anything you like pulled?
No, sir.
Mr. Ochoa, is there anything you like pulled?
Nope.
At this time, I'd like to entertain a motion to approve the consent agenda with item 7I pulled as, do I have a
I
motion?
move.
A second.
Thank you, Mr. Patton, and thank you, Mr. Bledsoe. Mr. Bledsoe, is there any discussion?
No.
Mr. Abnusi, is there any discussion?
No, sir.
Mr. Davis, is there any discussion?
No.
Mr. Patton, is there any discussion?
No.
Mr. Ochoa, is there any discussion?
No.
All in favor, say aye.
Aye.
Or passes. Thank y'all. We're moving on to item 8, review and discuss priority 2.1, recruit high-quality faculty and staff, and priority 2.3, retain faculty and staff, presented by Dr. Carradine.
Well, good evening. How are you all?
Pretty great. Good deal.
President Vidania, Board of Trustees, and Dr. Spicer, we are here to share a few updates with you regarding Priority 2. Okay. That is it. There we go. Thank you. All right, so can you go back one for me? Okay, can you go forward for me? Forward, one. All right, here we go. So I do want to share just a few of our highlights and just some recaps from when I got to visit with you all last January, and share a few things that we have coming up in terms of our recruitment and our retention efforts. And so, starting with our Waco ISD job fair, we do have our job fair scheduled for March 28th at Waco High School. We're very excited to be able to partner with Waco High School. We are also excited to partner with our associations, partner with other departments in our district. For this upcoming job fair, we have been advertising, we have all of our banners out, and so if you see things around town, you will notice that we are very well prepared for this upcoming job fair. We are also slated to move forward our process for our assistant principal interviews. We have created a principal cadre, and after working with a group of 5 very strong instructional leaders, we are going to be working together to create a dynamic day for them where they will be able to come and circulate throughout multiple interview committees with our principals. And this is scheduled for April 11th. Our teacher residents, we are excited that we do have 5 candidates through our strategic partnership with Tarleton that will be starting in the 26-27 school year. We have identified these 5 young innovative educators, and they have also been assigned to Brook Avenue and to Lake Air Montessori. In January, we presented the certification delayed implementation plan that you all did approve. We did submit that to TEA. TEA also approved it. And then we received some really exciting news from them. If you recall, I had shared that our Grow Our Own that are currently in our elementary would possibly have to move into a non-core tested area and or into secondary. After reviewing our plan and seeing that we were having such great success with our Grow Our Own, TEA decided to allow our elementary candidates to stay exactly where they are for 1 more year. So we are very excited that they will get to continue in the schools that they are serving in. Our website has been updated with our recruitment information. We are still on various social media platforms. And something else very exciting that's coming up is because of our Future Educators Academy, we are nearing the end. We do have several students that we are going to be celebrating on a signing day. And that will be held on the 28th of April. Again, the recap from January, these were some of the colleges that we were able to attend job fairs for. Some of our local job fairs were the Heart of Texas Workforce, and again, you can see that we have our platforms for our social media outlets. This spring already, we have attended job fairs with Tarleton and with Baylor, UMHB, and then of course we have our own district upcoming job fair on the 28th. And then we still have some continued partnerships that we're looking for with SFA, San Angelo, Texas A&M, and our HBCUs. And I just approved a couple of job fairs today for my coordinator to go ahead and attend those in the coming weeks. In terms of priority 2.3, the continuation of retention of our faculty and staff, we are also forming a partnership with Abilene Christian University, and if you look up on the slide to my left, you will see that we did have a very large group of interested candidates who want to partner and move through this program and growing our own and making sure that they become very successful teachers as well. The presenter that particular day, she calls herself Principal Auntie, and so she really was quite engaging with the group. And if you look to your right, I had mentioned to you all earlier that we are providing study sessions for our current Grow Our Own, our current on-demand, our current ACP individuals. And so Ms. Brookshire has been steadily working with them every single month and ensuring that they have an opportunity to come and study with us. Our Succeed Mentor program is doing well. And then one other great thing that we were just made aware of is TIA. We were able to generate $4 million. We are very excited to have a total of 337 designees in Waco ISD. And so we are extremely proud of the work that our educators are doing and of course the campus principals that are supporting them in that work. And to wrap up my short presentation, several years ago, we started acknowledging our district employees, and they were also allowed to acknowledge one another. So they do nominate one another when there are great things happening. And last year alone, we had 172 recognitions from peer to peer. This year to date, we are at 130, and we do expect to excel past the 172 by the end of the school year. And so we do hope that those awards keep coming in, that our employees continue acknowledging one another. And that's my report for today.
Thank you, Dr.
Any
Carradine.
questions?
I have a question. Well, comment first. First of all, the study sessions, thank you so much for doing that. I know how hard that test is personally, especially if you spend any time in the classroom before you take it. So thank you for doing that, and I hope we continue to encourage those teachers to take advantage of that. And also, just a quick question, with such a mass exodus of teachers from like the Houston area and surrounding states, are we doing any advertising there on anything to try and recruit some of those teachers? Just out of curiosity.
Not specifically in that area, but because we are on social media platforms, we have been receiving some calls from various employees or candidates from around the state. Mostly, we have received from the Fort Worth area, from the Denton area, and a few from the Austin area, but I can't really speak to the Houston area just
Okay.
yet.
Thanks.
Any more questions? Thank you.
We're moving on to item 9, review, discuss, and take appropriate action regarding virtual education and Senate Bill 569 presented by Dr. King Knowles.
Good evening, President Vidania, Board of Trustees, and Dr. Spicer. It's a pleasure to be here this evening with you all and talk about the virtual education associated with Senate Bill 569 tonight. First of all, one of the things I want to make sure that we all understand is we are interested in expanding Waco ISD's reach through our Senate Bill 569, and I am here this evening to provide an executive review of virtual education opportunities that we are proposing for the 2026-27 school year. So with the 89th legislative session, Senate Bill 569 empowers school districts like Waco ISD to innovate and attract new families. One of the things that came out of SB 569 was the repeal of the old Texas Virtual School Network rules. This allows for a more flexible and fully funded framework for virtual and hybrid educational opportunities. One of the things that's interesting for school districts is that students enrolled in these models generate average daily attendance or ADA funding in the exact same amount as students that are attending fully in person. And so what this can do for districts such as ours is it allows our districts to operate as a statewide district of choice. And that means that Waco ISD can enroll students from anywhere across our state of Texas. Just like I think we were asking about outreach for some of our staff, this gives us an opportunity to reach out to families across the state. There are 3 paths for implementing such a program. One would be by the concept of individual courses. So this would address local staffing shortages and credit recovery and requires no major changes. There is also the opportunity to offer full-time campuses. So I'm jumping to the 3rd column here. That's a standalone virtual hybrid school where you've got to be 50% or more remote. This requires formal TEA authorization process to open, opens in the spring of 2026. There's full-time programs. This is the 3rd option, and this is the one that we're recommending. It's housed within an existing physical campus. The virtual enrollment remains under 50% of the total campus or district enrollment. And there's one key advantage to this one, and that is that there needs no special authorization from TEA required to launch us in year 1. This is why we are proposing starting in the year 2026-27, because we don't need to go to TEA for that approval. So part of this proposal is partnering with an organization that can allow us a turnkey opportunity. This is for a full-time virtual program. So if we work in partnership with someone that can provide us this turnkey experience, it means they would oversee day-to-day operations, they would oversee their human resources and staffing, they would also have management over their special education student enrollment, managing technology equipment, they would manage their own state reporting and their enrollment. However, The benefits for us is all of that is retained by us. We get the ongoing sponsorship fee, meaning we can generate new revenue through the ADA of those students attending our school. We also would benefit from state accountability ratings. We also get to identify authority for those graduates. In other words, they have to make sure that the courses that they're offering align with our courses and that they meet our local graduation requirements. So this initiative accelerates our commitment to wisdom. That experience, knowledge, and good judgment is our guiding principle. By launching this virtual program, it's not a detour, it is a direct accelerator to the ambitious goals that we have set for our strategic plan 2030. And not only that, but this initiative would directly support each one of our priorities in the strategic plan. It allows us to support priority 1 for students, priority 2, sorry about that typo there, for staff, priority 3 for community, and priority 4, our financial and operational excellence. So here's the action requested and implementation timeline. We are recommending that the Board of Trustees approve the search for a potential partnership to act as a whole program or turnkey virtual instruction provider for a new statewide full-time virtual option under Senate Bill 569. The immediate next step, should you choose to approve, the school leadership team would move forward with due diligence efforts to locate and secure the best partner we can. And then milestone 1 would be to bring a formal proposal from our prospective partner back to you all, and we would aim to have that occur with the board meeting in April. And that would then allow for us to have a program that goes live for the next upcoming 2026-27 school year. And that's what I've got for you. Any questions?
Yes, ma'am.
All right.
So, needing clarification.
Yes, sir.
So, Jim Patton wants to go virtual to Waco ISD.
Mhm.
I will go through whatever company the district selects, and they will be my instruction, or will my instruction be from Elizabeth Cox, who's teaching 5th grade English language arts at Bells Hill?
They would hire their own staff, and so their staff would be teaching you, should you be the student that's enrolling virtually.
So their staff would not be, their staff be our staff, Waco ISD staff?
They would be their staff.
Okay. That answers one question. Secondly, how many times would Jim Patton, online student, be required to physically be within Waco ISD for testing? Like STAR or, release STAR practice test?
So they would need to participate in the state required, the EOCs. Let's say it's a high school student that we're talking about. They would need to participate on the EOC testing days, since that is a graduation requirement for current Waco ISD graduates. And we are asking that these students that participate in the virtual network, I do believe that there are options that are available. Say that there's a student somewhere else in the state of Texas. I'll use Houston since we've already referenced them, and they are choosing to attend Waco ISD's virtual school. They would go to the school district that they are residing within to take their test.
Okay.
So they would not have to travel to Waco.
So they wouldn't have to actually put feet in. Also, for our new athletic director isn't here. We have a playoff game that we're not at. For UIL specifics, would that, when it comes to realignment, those kids who were virtual online count as our number of students that would impact UIL, football, athletics, fine arts, band, all that?
Because it is really located, or enrollment is associated with where you reside and where you are zoned, students that are outside of the Waco ISD boundaries would not apply when it comes to the numbers that would affect UIL. And then the other piece that may come along with that would be whether or not those virtual students would then be able to, those locally within our boundaries, be able to participate in UIL. And that would be a part of our negotiation process with any of the partners that we would decide to enter into that process with.
Because my understanding from you, Dr. King Knowles, is these students, we will be receiving ADA from them. So
Yes.
that would make me think that their number would count toward a UIL, 4A, 5A, 6A kind of thing.
Right.
I'm picturing, because this sounds exciting,
Mhm.
I'm picturing homeschool kids in Waco ISD. And so you made a comment, if they are local
Mhm.
and Elizabeth Cox is a homeschool, I'm just going to pick on Elizabeth.
Mhm.
She's a homeschooled. Her parents want to put her in virtual school for Waco ISD. Would Elizabeth Cox be able to try out for cheerleader or band or whatever, even though she's not physically in a school, but she is within the physical boundary of Waco ISD?
So again, that would be a part of our negotiation process with any of the partners that we were choosing to engage in.
Mhm. And I'm going to add to that. So remember, I don't know the month. We brought to y'all the UIL homeschool. So there was a bill that a legislature passed in the
And
last
we chose
session.
not to allow
And you
that.
chose not
Right.
to allow. So right now, they would not. However, that is something that would be on the table as we go forward, right? If y'all say, hey, I'm making this up, we change our mind, let's come back and talk about it, right? So after we have all these conversations and we say, hey, board, these are the things, right? Then we'll be able to have conversations to see what we want to do, right?
So that
Because
could
some
be a-
districts,
So that could be a caveat if
if,
if
yes.
if we were to go with this motion.
Yeah.
Okay, thank you.
That bill was for people who currently aren't enrolled, right?
It's for that was specific to homeschool students only, not virtual schools.
Right. But these kids would technically be our kids in.
Correct. Correct. They would be, yes, Waco ISD and not homeschool. Yes, sir.
Sorry, Taylor, go ahead.
Sorry, I
Oh,
missed that.
you're good. I just had one question, or maybe two. Whoever we choose, will they be using the same curriculum that our kids are using, or?
It is a good question. Because they are their own school, they would have their own curriculum.
Okay, and then so like, we're not gonna have ideas of like beginning of year, middle of year, end of year, how those kids are doing?
No,
Okay.
they are responsible for all of it. That's part of the turnkey concept.
But their scores would count for our district.
Yes.
So therefore, we would have to have some kind of you guys would have to have some kind of oversight on that company to make sure.
They're still governed by TA, yeah.
That is correct.
Like,
And
they're
not only
bound.
that, but that can be a part of our, when we are moving through perusal and selection of any potential partner, that's part of the information that we would be seeking is what is their track record for their graduation rate, the success rate of their students.
And I'm assuming there's several companies in the state of Texas or nationally that do this kind of gig.
Yes.
So whatever we choose, it's going to be imperative that we have eyes on those students' performance because their scores are going to impact our district.
Absolutely.
Okay. Good.
Question.
Making sure. Nope. Okay. Thank you all so
Oh,
much.
hang on, I have a question.
Oh, I'm
As
sorry.
far as technology goes, are we providing technology for
Nope.
this?
They take care of it for their
They
students.
take care of everything, okay. And
Yep.
then if we have a kid who scores, I mean, I'm sure you already addressed this, but if a kid who's low in a particular area on the STAR test, we don't have any recommendation, or we don't have any input on getting those kids caught up or, tutoring those kids in that.
We would not necessarily, but that's part of what the selection process would be, right? We would want to know, what do you do if you have a student who doesn't perform at a high rate, whether they're meets or masters. Meets or masters matter, right? And so if they're not where we believe that they need to be, and that can be an absolute part of the negotiation process, and not only can it be, it will be, but what we understand just by looking into the situation initially is that there are counselors, there's academic support for a number of these programs that are the successful programs. They've got a lot of the intervention type supports available to students in that capacity.
I
Yes, sir.
have a couple of questions, and I think there really are just two. Thank you. Yes. I'm crossing my fingers on that. Special ed services.
Yes. Well, we would have to look at that in the process, right? We don't know what each one of the programs that are across the state and across the country provide. So that's a criteria we'd be looking at.
And on the opposite end of that bell curve would be advanced
Mhm.
services as
So
well.
there are a number of these programs that offer a lot of the advanced, like dual credit, AP, opportunities for students that we provide. Probably not all of them, but that's a choice you make when you are choosing. Again, this is about school choice,
Sure,
and
yeah.
and there are options that are available. But there are programs that offer advanced opportunities.
My last question, attendance to the virtual school. If someone becomes truant,
Mhm.
uh, is there, because I don't know anything about this, if if I'm virtual school and I miss several classes in a row, who handles that issue? Is that Waco ISD or is that
No.
the company?
It would be the company. Again, this
Because their
turnkey
attendance still
approach.
counts for us, right?
Right, but that's part of our negotiations when we enter into them with whatever company we choose. And we can ask them, what is your process? And like I said, because there are a number of them that provide things like the counseling services and interventions, I would imagine that that's also a part of that process, because oftentimes you're talking about how do you provide wraparound services and support. It looks different for the virtual student. But there's no way, if you've got a proven track record for this, that you're not taking some steps, you don't have some system in place for attendance recovery.
Ma'am?
You're quite welcome. Thank you.
I had a question, if I can.
Yes,
just
sir.
one. What do we have any safeguards? Because I know there are students who are probably hearing this and they're going to be really excited that it's another. And it's probably some students that we would not want to do this option because it probably wouldn't be best for their academic journey. Is there any like screening process or do we have a say-so or recommendations on certain students joining this and certain students that we wouldn't recommend to join virtual learning?
I think that's a really great question, Trustee Davis. And what I can tell you is, as myself, this is just me as the deputy superintendent. When I start thinking about what we would want to do, we're very much at the inception. We're bringing this to you in hopes for the approval for us to proceed, right? But I can't help but think that this is part of what, when we look at wraparound services and providing support for students, I would want teachers, I would want counselors, I would want administrators that are working with a current Waco ISD student that attends our schools in person to really think critically about whether or not this is the best decision and be very intentional about any student that they choose to recommend.
So I guess that's the question. So for a student to enroll, they would have to be recommended by our staff, or what is their process?
So no, we would provide guidance for them. Any student who chooses, or a family who chooses to withdraw a student, especially with the expansion of school choice across the state of Texas, they make decisions about where they go. And that's one of the things that we're trying to work with our families and expand opportunities, right? Is if they're going to choose to do a virtual option, we just want to be the ones that they choose to work with.
Last question for me. And this may be too early. You can answer this anytime in the next month or before we see this again.
Yes, sir.
But with the new bill that was passed, you get, what, $3,000 for homeschooling a child now. Is that right? I mean, what are the potential options of a parent to say, I'm going to homeschool my kids, but then enroll them in Waco ISD's virtual school?
This is the new frontier.
Okay. I may have just given a lot of people that wrong idea.
Yes.
Yeah. Thank you.
Good.
Okay.
Thank you, Dr. King-Nose. Is there a
Yes.
motion?
So moved.
Thank you. Thank you, Mr. Ochoa. Thank you, Mr. Bledsoe. Mr. Bledsoe, is there any discussion?
No.
Mr. Abnusi, is there any discussion?
No, sir.
Mr. Davis, is there any discussion?
No.
Mr. Patton, is there any discussion?
No.
Mr. Ochoa, is there any discussion?
No.
All in favor say aye.
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 Passes. Thank y'all. Moving on to item 10, review, discuss, and take appropriate action regarding Senate Bill 1882, partnership with Head Start provider, presented by Dr. Spicer.
Thank you, Mr. President, trustees. In January, you guys approved the opportunities for have 1882 partnerships. You already know we're working on one for academics, but we also have another opportunity where we can partner with our current partners of Head Start to have that program that we already have in our district under our umbrella. And what that means too, we would also get ADA funding for those students that are 3 and 4-year-olds that they service already at the Brazos Center. We currently partner with them also at South Waco Elementary and at West Avenue. So those programs are still intact and they will stay in place. However, we can expand services and receive revenue for having them and partner with them through a financial partnership through 1882. So this is a request to ask you for the opportunity to explore the partnership and then bring that back to you as an opportunity for our students, but also for our district. You had a question?
What is, Dr. Spicer, when you're saying expand services, since we already are affiliated with EOAC,
Yes, sir.
what kind of expansion of services are we talking about?
More classrooms, so more for pre-K 4, pre-K 3, things of that nature.
At other campuses?
No, at Brazos. So we would expand it at the location that they're currently at.
South
and then-
Waco, West, and Brazos?
Only at Brazos,
Only at
only at Brazos. And so they would bring those kiddos there, but we would have, I'll say, revenue from them. And then that would also help them financially to, I'll say, increase their salaries for their teachers. So one of the things that they share with us is, yes, they do have teaching staff there. However, this would help them because they can raise their salaries as well, right? So it's a win-win on both sides. But again, you have to go into partnership and then follow all the TA guidance, right, to make this happen and have an opportunity for our district, but also for them. And then our students that are right here in our district.
Is this a full-day program? Because I'm sorry, I don't know how we're.
Yeah, yes, our kiddos are currently full day, yes.
We're good? We're good. Thank you, Dr. Spicer. Is there a motion?
I move.
Thank you, Mr. Patton. Thank you, Mr. Davis. Mr. Bledsoe, is there any discussion?
No, sir.
Mr. Abnusi, is there any discussion?
No, sir.
Mr. Davis, is there any discussion? Mr. Patton, is there any discussion?
No, sir.
Mr. Ochoa, is there any discussion?
No.
All in favor, say aye.
Aye.
Passes. Thank y'all. We're moving on to item 11, announcements also presented by Elizabeth Cox.
Evening, President Vidania, trustees, Dr. Spicer. It is playoff season for UIL soccer, and a serious round of applause are in order. So let's all, for all 4 of our Waco ISD high school soccer teams advancing. I think that's the first time I've ever gotten to say that. Girls, all our ladies teams and our guys teams all advanced into the postseason. Tonight, Waco High Lady Lions soccer faced off against a very, very strong team from Midlothian. Their season has come to an end, but I've seen pictures and it looks like there was a great crowd out there, even though we all were here. I understand that from the leadership team meeting, there were several of us that were trying to trade places with A.D. Williams and say that he could come take our role and we could go to the game. But guess what? There are 3 games tomorrow night, so you still have a chance to come out and cheer on your Lions and your Trojans. The games are as follows. University Lady Trojans will host Heritage, another strong Dallas team, at 5:30, followed by the University Boys taking on Terrell at 7:30 p.m., both at Waco ISD Stadium here in Waco, so some more home games. Then our Waco High Boys will face Red Oak at 5:30 at Corsicana High School. So wherever you want to be, there is going to be great soccer. Come out and watch. And I'm taking bets that this won't be the end for all of our teams, but I still want to definitely pause and bask in the glory that all 4 of our teams advance. That's really impressive.
Said girls is 5:30 and boys are 7:30?
Yes.
At the stadium?
Yes.
Are those both UHS or?
Yes.
Both UHS.
Super. Thank you.
Yes. Okay, you can tell that we're the big rock that is the end of the school year is starting to tumble faster and faster down the hill towards graduation because we've got events going on every day. Wednesday, March 25th is our annual Men's Empowerment Summit at the Hurd Welcome Center. And from the reports I've heard, it will have a tough act to follow after this week's excellent Women's Empowerment Summit. I want to thank Dr. Hamilton and her team and our partners at the Junior League. I know I'm not going to steal any of Dr. Spicer's thunder. We'll talk to you about that at the next regular meeting. Both great events. So Men's Empowerment Summit, March 25th. Thursday, March 26th, mark your calendars. I know Mr. Vidania will be there. Bells Hill Garden Club, annual plant sale. If you show up at 6, you're too late. It starts at 4. So That is hanging in our elevators, and I know everybody needs to mark their calendars so you can get your
And bring
spring
your
garden
cash.
ready and bring cash and show up at 4 o'clock. Yes, yes. Monday, March 30th, we will have a quick special meeting at the Board of Trustees at Waco High School. It will be at Waco High School because it is just ahead of the annual Superintendent Scholars Celebration at 6 p.m. at the Performing Arts Center. So we will have a space at Waco High School at 5 p.m. for us to meet quickly before we all head in and celebrate our scholars. Tuesday, March 31st from 9 a.m. to 11, and then 1 p.m. to 3 p.m. Guama will be hosting an open house for current and potential industry partners. So this is a unique opportunity for our industry partners to come out and get guided tours of the labs, meet instructors, and see how the program is preparing students for high-demand careers in welding, construction sciences, and UAV drones. I know Dr. Spicer's flown. Is that flown? Yeah, but flown. Do you drive or you fly? Flown the drone in the hallways at the school. And I bet that our special guest at this open house, Congressman Pete Sessions, may even have a chance to too. So again, that's Tuesday, March 31st. Please make sure if you know anyone in industry that you think could get plugged in to help our students in those CTE programs, make sure to let them know or let Mrs. Saxenian know to get in touch with them. We'd love to see you all out there along with those industry partners. Friday, April 3rd is a student and staff holiday, and following that Easter weekend, the board will have a busy week with tentatively scheduled Tuesday and Wednesday special meetings. Please be sure to continue checking your calendars, trustees, and look for all updates, as it will be a busy month ahead of our next regular board meeting, which will be April 23rd. But I think we will be together every week moving forward till that time. Thank you all.
Next Tuesday?
All right, thank you. We're adjourned.